Hello, everyone. Craig Rice, Patriots Credit Services. I wanted to make this video. As you can tell, it's about 4:15 in the morning, so it's still dark outside. Just getting into the office to get some work done, and then I head back, get my son up, and get him ready for daycare. But anyways, so the reason why I'm making this video today is for loan officers mainly. Realtors too, but loan officers have access to the credit report on the fly. So basically, you know, a way to get a client or multiple clients approved without having to do credit repair, debt negotiation, anything like that. It's important to understand that the second highest credit scoring factor is your balances compared to your spending limits on the credit cards. So they basically rate you as an A through an F. When I say they, I mean FICO. So the FICO score in the FICO algorithm basically gives us a rating every month that a balance is reported to TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. So let me explain a little deeper. I understand that when you pay, a lot of people know, most people know, and loan officers, that when you pay a credit card balance down, that yes, it increases the scores. I'm going to tell you why briefly or quickly, but as well as I want to let you know how you don't have to pay any money or your client doesn't have to pay money to significantly increase their credit scores. Okay, mainly what you want to do. Well, let's first talk about the A through F rating. So if somebody has a credit card spending limit of say $200, mainly how you get that A through F rating is it's not based on the amount or dollar amount of the spending limit, but in fact the percentage, right? Because it's called debt utilization ratio. Ratio is the key word, okay? So in order to have a ratio, you need an A and a B, correct? So if you don't have an A or a B, you can't have a ratio, or if you just have one. So let me explain. So just to keep this easy, $200 spending limit credit card. Remember, it doesn't matter what the spending limit is, if dollar amount. So if you have a balance of 1 to 9% of $200, which is just $2 to $18, right? Then what happens is, so if 1 to 9% balance compared to the spending limit, you have an A rating and you're maximizing your score potential on that one particular credit card, right? And then as soon as you go over just a little piece of 9%, even a penny, really a piece of a percentage, then when you get to 10 to 19%, you're a B rating and your scores just drop. 20 to 29% is a C rating, your scores drop more. 30 to 39% is a D rating, 40% or higher is an F rating. So I want to get through that quickly so you know as you go from an A, B, C, D, F, your scores are dropping. But the good news is when you go from an F to a D, your scores increase. D to a C, your scores increase. So that will cost money, correct? For the client to pay it down and significantly increase their credit scores. Well, how many points can they get? And I'm going to tell you how to get away from them having to pay money. How many points can they get from going from an F to an A? It all depends on other areas of the credit report. But FICO says that 165 points, that's what it accounts for that A through F rating. Yes, per credit bureau, 165 points. So how do we get around just taking your last 30-day files and basically going through it and looking at make the credit cards and making sure and see where the balances are? In most cases, they're 40% or higher in F rating. So what you want to do is when you look at your past files, go back the last 30 days. If you've got 10 files, statistics are saying 1 or 2 of them are going to get approved just by doing this. So what you want to do is you want to basically look at the trade lines or the credit cards. See who has which trade lines or credit cards have at least 18 or more months of having the credit card, or 24 months or more, somewhere around there. And you want to look at the balance. Now, you also mainly, which is very important to know, is to look at other accounts that this is installments, this is everything. If there's any late payments within the last 12 to 24 months, or really any late payment within the last 24 months, then you probably want to move on to another client. But what you do is the client simply calls and requests a spending limit increase. Well, if they're an F rating on that one particular credit card, and let's say their spending limit is $1,000, And if they call and they increase it to 500 or $1,000 spending limit increase, well, they just drop down anywhere from a D to a B rating by just making one simple phone call. So just from that one phone call, they probably jumped up 10 to 80 points, right? So what you want to do is basically look at every credit profile. So again, if you denied 20 clients this month, go back to those credit reports, sift through them, look at these parameters of were there any late payments within the last 24 months. Look at the balances. Not always. If you have a client that has maxed out credit cards or even more that we see, right? In most cases, the creditor is not going to approve to increase the spending limit. And the reason being is because they look like bankruptcy potential. They're maxing out all their credit cards and then they're filing bankruptcy, right? So creditors look at that. That's part of the algorithm for their system and all this good stuff. So to prevent that. So what I'm getting at is just by 10 files, 1 to 2 of those, just by going through the credit report, having the client, or even get on the phone. Get on the phone and say, hey, you know what? I'm here representing, my client Jane Doe. Jane Doe is on the phone with us, authorizing me to speak with you. What we're trying to do is we're trying to increase the client's credit scores to be able to get approved for a home loan, right? And then you let them know, ask them questions. Hey, can we increase the spending limit? Now, remember, they're going to run the credit report. Okay. In most cases, it's just going to be one credit bureau, but they're going to go ahead and take a look at it and see if there's see what else is going on the credit report. But in most cases, as long as there's no derogatory, there are at least 18 to 24 months, having that particular credit card, they're going to basically get the credit score increase. I'm sorry, the spending limit increase. So that means right there, 10 to 20% of your files that you denied in the last whatever, right? You want to find out where they're at, talk to them, and say, hey, listen, this is what we need to do. We need to look at your credit cards and see what your current balances are, as well as also see if there's any late payments. Now, you already did this because you looked at the credit report, so you already know you have a feeling, or you have some factual information that you're able to get their credit scores up. So I hope this information helps. We do this free all the time. So every single day, many, multiple files are getting approved just by us looking through the credit report. So why even, not saying don't send them over to us, but let's train you so you're more knowledgeable in the sense of how you could look at a credit report and get that approved just by couple easy steps. Okay, so I hope this information helps. If you ever reach out to us, you can find us online. If you got my phone number or whatever, email, but patriotscreditservices.com. Thank you.